Okay. Pretty sure Jack's doing... Oh, hey, there you are. I see you, Jack.
Sorry.
No, you're...
My iPod decided now was the great time to start spamming every notification known to man.
Okay, no, I got you. It's all good. It's all good, yeah, it's all good. But, trust me, I had to deal with OBS stuff. But, hello, everybody.
You missed it. I fell on my face.
You're right, I didn't see it at all. No, if it makes you feel better...
My headset cable got caught on my chair.
If it makes you feel better, nobody else saw it at all either. But hello, everybody. Great. This is episode 14 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interviews all around, and a chill time for you and me. I am your host, Heavy Divider, and right near me is somebody I've known for quite a while, actually since like 2018, to be honest with you. And I've known him for quite a while on hand, and be able to help him in his direst needs, as well as basically be able to be there just as a friend any way I could. And it's been a while since we talked to one another, but it'll be a good time now to be able to introduce you guys to him right away. His name is Jack Churchill, but I call him Jack for short. Welcome, Jack.
Most people call me Jack. There's only one person that calls me Church, and I don't know why.
I guess red versus blue reference? Probably, I don't know. But, to get started right away, let me ask you let me start with the following question. How the hell did we meet?
Hazard VR told you to raid me, and then there was apparently a big plan raid that was not told to many people, that was to basically attack me all at once, and my poor PC decided to attack me instead. So I think yours came through, Hazard's came through, I crashed, and then Gray came through, I crashed, and I don't know who raided me afterwards, but caused me just to start getting into a crash loop, and I just called it for a day.
Okay, I got you.
And then there was the Tesla event afterwards.
No, I got you. And one thing I will say on hand is the fact that your computer was like an interesting case on hand, because I never thought that a raid would crash it. Like, it's weird.
Do you want to know the story behind that real quick?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it would be interesting just to be able to share and just know why it's doing that.
So as a kid, all my PCs were made out of junk. And when you build out of junk, you don't really care if it's gonna break or not, as long as it works for a couple months. You're like, okay, whatever, throw it away, get a new one. This was the first PC I'd ever built out of brand new parts, and I was so nervous and anxiety filled. I tried everything possible to make sure I got it right. And by doing so, I overthought the most important part, the power cables. The main power cables hooked up to the motherboard, the two secondaries weren't.
Huh. Interesting.
The computer repair shop labeled it as underclocking, which is the same type of damage you get from overclocking. So instead of getting too much power, they're getting not enough. And what caused the failures were the burn mark across my thing. If you want, I can send you an image real quick.
No, it's okay. I already have an idea on hand what you mean.
My iPod.
No, you're good. It's all good.
Yeah. That thing. At the time, the graphics card was actually fried. So when you guys were raiding me, the graphics card was overheating and not able to turn its fan on because the fan just stopped working.
I see.
It had actually gotten so hot the fan had melted out of the glue that held it in.
Okay.
So it wouldn't spin even if it had electricity. It's like, oh.
Jeez, I didn't expect
I ran that 5 years that way.
I don't know how the hell you were able to even get 5 years out of that.
I don't know either.
Or the
you
fact...
should see the image. There's burn mark that goes from like one side of the PC across the top. I'm like, oh, that's fine. That works.
Jeez, I swear.
There's a big dent in it now.
Well, I was gonna say you still have it and everything, so I assume you're not gonna try to scavenge the parts out of it. You might just have it like there.
I was going to, and the repair shop said, unless I want to give any PC I put the parts into a death sentence, don't do it.
Yeah,
So my plan is to eventually go and either warranty the parts that were defective out, the brand new ones I plugged in that basically got fried immediately, if possible, rebuild it, and then do a kind of like stream giveaway eventually, like long-term way out in the future.
No, I understand.
Because then it's like kind of it's my first PC kind of momentum thing.
I was about to say, I thought you were just gonna take your PC and just kind of put it up there like put it somewhere as a monument of of how long it lasted, kind of like what Fox guy did with his own old Oculus Rift, where basically he just nailed it to the wall.
Oh god, the Oculus.
It was taped up so much.
How many rolls of tape was he at?
I'm guessing 3.
Now his Oculus
maybe
had
2
tape. Mine has fire damage.
Well, still, hold it up as a monument. It'd be like, the old days. How you survived, I don't know, but you put up a hell of a fight.
If it wasn't so fucking big, yes. Otherwise, I might just take the front plate off and hang it on my wall.
Jeez. But to get to the next,
Oculus is on fire from super glue.
Your Oculus. What do you? You're on the Oculus Quest. You're on your Oculus right now, aren't you?
No. My Oculus has been dead for a year now.
Okay.
I lit on fire 3 times. I didn't learn my lesson the first 2. The third time I went, okay, maybe this super was a little too strong for this plastic.
Yeah, that might be it. I mean, I still have my Oculus Rift right now. I still have my Oculus Rift right now just because of the fact that...
How's your cable?
I have an extra cable on hand. It's still good. It's kind of curly right now, but it's still good.
How do you stop it from just turning into that hard shit right where it connects to your head?
I don't know where you lay your Oculus Rift, but I lay mine on the table. It doesn't touch the ground. That's probably why. I think the only reason it has the hard stuff and everything is probably because, whatever is on the ground will probably create, this resin around whatever it is. And I normally don't leave anything technological on the ground because that's where more damage is done. Yep.
You know what it is?
Hmm?
I have oily hair, naturally oily hair, and I bet you the oils from my hair rotted out my cable.
What do you do?
Suck the,
I'm not sure what you do. I'm not sure what you do in that. Wear a hairnet? I don't know.
No, the other thing I could do would be get those plastic little sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to use one of those plastic sleeves for doing wiring on a car, and you'd put it along that wire to protect it. I should have fucking done that. Oh well. Well, it's dead now. The lens is actually destroyed in it, so there's nothing I can do with it.
Well,
besides
hey.
kick it around.
Well, hey, it's had a good run on hand, but that's the important part. My second question on hand I was going to ask you is basically your VRChat origins. What made you come to this game, or what kind of create that interest in you to be able to join this game entirely?
People like you. Seeing the videos of everyone having fun, and for me, someone that likes a little bit of roleplay, a little bit of new experiences like RPGs and stuff, this game looked like an idea that could explode if given the right fuel.
No, I got you.
And I wanted to be there if that happened. So I went, downloaded the game, started to play, and met a lot of interesting people along the way. Like you, Hazard, some of the other people like Shiro.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, for me, it was like a fun little game where you could run into these bigger people in a game where there's millions on at a time.
Well,
unlike League or World of Warships, when are you going to run to a famous streamer or someone who's popular on a game like World of Warships?
I'm not.
And be able to sit down and just have a talk with them.
I don't know.
Yo, how are you?
I don't know. I mean that is a true fact on Hammer. Basically, it's a difference too. Where I don't even think World of Warships even have a voice chat on hand. Did they?
No. They had. I don't know if they still do, but they used to have you could message the other team. Good luck. You message the other team, you're probably gonna get something really toxic in response. It's normally how those games are. And this game has something that I like to do. I can make memes. I can actually make things. For example, this one.
Yeah.
It's a joke between me and a friend. It makes them laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel great. So it makes me want to do more things like that, or kind of do what an addition does. Spook someone occasionally by popping around a corner. This game has more life than a game is supposed to have, and it developed more from a game into more of a...
It's evolved into not more into a community
platform.
Not into more of a community on it, more than just a community. It's one of those things where basically with a community, you know people here and there or so, but it's kind of like more different because you know everybody in this game. No matter how long time goes or so, you still know them. Like, you constantly bump into the exact same person at certain points every so often, because we're still a small community on hand. Even with all the different people that come from, like, different other places. Yeah, comparatively, but...
And we're coming into a resurgence right now, while people that are getting tired of certain things of this game are going over to other games.
Mm-hmm.
There's new people coming from those games going, oh, wait, you had that kind of fun over here? I'm going to try that out, just see what it's like.
Yeah.
So they're we're not losing people, but we're losing people. They're doing this number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're actually getting to meet newer people, and newer people are getting to meet us. And every community has their bad apples. That's no surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things, too, where even if a community tries to hold somebody accountable for certain things here and there, it's kind of hard to even do. Like, I mean, there's times where that has come into effect for certain things that have happened in the past here and there, but then when it comes down to, like, certain stuff on hand, or so everybody's going to have their own sides on hand before you even attempt to do that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, especially... no, go ahead.
Oh, go on. You first.
Okay. Like, for example, I know people want this community to be like a unity, where basically everybody works together with everybody, but it's kind of hard to do because everybody has that one question: what's in it for me? You know, what's that ambition? What can help my ambition out? You know, what's in it for me?
And then you have the other side of things, like he who shall not be named, the boogeyman, where they don't care about, let's say, everyone having a good time and enjoying getting away from the stress that is your daily life and being able to just relax and have fun. They don't care about that. They just want to ruin that for you. Because for them, that's fun. And that's the counter side of why a lot of people leave, is because how do you stop someone from making 1,000 accounts on this game? You can't.
Yeah.
There's too many ways around it. There's too many thieving options. And it's not the game's fault. It's literally the internet.
No,
like, people bitch this game's unoptimized. This game's fucking optimized. The problem lies in you, me... Oh, I mean...
The avatars around us is what you mean.
Yes, the worlds. They're all player-made, not the game-made. Now, the home world, the original default home world, yes, that's unoptimized. It's optimized, but not optimized. The mirror technically shouldn't be in there for it to be optimized.
No, I got you. No, I understand fully.
They're using a different type of mirror, which has no toggle switch, which if you're a lower-end PC, you walk up to an optimized high-quality mirror, and it just, like, kills your system.
But...
Which people use as an example, but it's like, no, that's still optimized.
No, I got you.
You don't crash when you load in. You load in within, what, 2 minutes? Or not 2 minutes, 2 seconds? I can't remember what the load time is for average.
I haven't kept an eye on it because it's different for everybody, because, you know, everybody's got a different internet
that's
situation
why you
on
should go
hand.
for the average.
But
it's a quick load.
It's a quick load. But let me move on to the next question on hand I was going to ask you. Is about the hobbies on hand besides just this game. Now, I know you enough where basically you've played a lot of Space Engineers. I've had that one time where basically it was you, me, and Brody playing Pavlov at one point on hand. But
I still have that photo of me with the all the M4s going America.
I remember that. But any what will be your hobbies besides just playing this game, or just be able outside of it entirely?
I have begun to dabble in trying to relearn how to draw again. I can't draw on actual paper anymore. My hands shake too much. But I have an old tablet that I've been trying to fix up. It's got an issue with the Wi-Fi, blah blah, it won't connect. When I get that working, I hope to be able to, like, actually sketch and use it for map building, building my own textures again. I also dabble in 3D model making, and I mean dabble as in I have a friend who occasionally teaches me new shit of how to not break my models, and yells at me when I do stupid shit in Unity and Blender. For example, this model. The optimization.
I mean, it's like picky information on hand just to be able to try to learn it, like on the first basis too. I mean, you can't automatically pick something up and automatically know it, you know. So.
Yeah. I've also been playing a lot of Stellaris. I'm going to be switching from my normal Space Engineer streams to kind of... I don't want my community to get into thinking that I only play one game, so I'm phasing it out temporarily to bring it back in a couple months.
Alright.
It also allows me to take a... and get some new ideas.
Well, I mean...
Because as fun as it is just to keep building, I can only build so much before I need a mental break.
Plus, it'll keep you sane, too. Like, understand, it's one of those things where basically I don't understand trying to play, like, one game all the time, or be known for that one game all the time. Like, it's
Which is why my channel grows so slowly. I have a real bad time of announcing what I'm playing. So every time they come up, they're like, what the fuck is this game? Don't worry about it, I'm a variety streamer. I love it.
But to go past that or so on hand, I was going to talk about communities on hand. Okay, out of curiosity, what's the wildest communities you've ever been part of? Like, entirely? For some...
Oh, God. Wildest as in actually crazy?
I mean, like, the certain things you can easily see that you can easily share, like, story-wise, or basically stuff that you've been part of where you just kind of like, even if you weren't there entirely, you've heard interesting things about.
I mean, I'm considered an honorary Rainbow Derp.
Isn't that...
So I guess there's that. The Rainbow Derps are fucking nuts and I love them.
Isn't that, like,
they're so sporadic and full of energy. Isn't
that, like, based around an edition? Or somebody different?
I can't figure out who it's originally based around. There are several head Rainbow Derps. There's Andis, Magic Kappa, Edition.
Not Edition, I meant Magic Kappa.
There is King Cobra. Lime. Pop-Tart. And a few others that are all kind of like the original Rainbow Derps. Moo Moose is another one. And from there, it's just chaotic. Like, I can't tell who was the original ideal for it from my little, like, hanging out with them. But every time I hang out with them, we have a blast. They are the best group to go raiding with, in my opinion. Because no one ever gets butt hurt. It's like, what are you gonna do? Get mad at the thing going, I want to eat Tide Pods. Like, you can't get mad at that.
I mean, I was gonna say, they sound like a kind of group where they're so chaotic, it's so organized. And that's the most ridiculous thing about that, if that's the case. I'm just saying. I mean,
I wouldn't call it organized. I would call it controlled chaos.
Is there any other communities that you are part of or so that you can easily share?
There's the Plushies, run by KDB.
Which that was actually the other question I was going to ask about too, because I don't know if there's like an origin story you could share about that, because I've heard it briefly about the Plushies, which is basically run by KDB, but I was kind of curious, is there a story behind that or so?
So it all happened, I used to sleep in VR, right? No surprise to anyone that my Oculus would die constantly. But I found a circle of people that I used to just go and cuddle with and sleep. Well, Katie was in that circle of things, and then Katie called it the Snuggle Puddle. It was like her little group of cuddly people, I guess you'd call it. And she dragged me into the streaming part because she said, I made this, you're now part of it. And I was like, oh. She goes, because I know you're not going to do anything and make one yourself. I'm like, because that's effort and work.
I got you.
So she's gotten me actually a lot further than I thought I'd ever be able to get with streaming, because she's kind of that motivational speaker that just kind of bullies you into doing the good things because she knows you want to do them, but you can't do them because you just can't get your mental state correctly.
No, I understand.
She did my art on my my panels. She put my panels together. She got me my first sponsor, which I never thought I'd ever have a sponsor. So for me, that's like high-end level shit. I am big dog now mentally, and it's like, no, I'm still small. But I have a sponsor, and that makes me happy.
Well, like I said, it's one of those things too where basically you have that starting out on hand, and you never thought that something like this would grow on hand. Like, I feel like it's still growing for you. It's just a matter of like giving it some time, because it also depends on too exactly where you're going, where everybody else is going. So, you know.
Yep. The downside is, so the plushies are supposed to like play games together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm the only American, so time zones. I'm that plushie that anyone looking from the outside is like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "Yo,
Mm-hmm. No, I got you.
welcome to my crib. I'm the night owl. While you're sleeping, I'm playing."
No, I got you.
Which makes it hard for me to raid the others, but they raid me on occasion, and I try my best to, when possible, raid them.
Wait, I was gonna say apparently. Well, apparently Leo said you're not the only American in the thing.
Oh, I'm not? Who's the other American? Oh wait, yeah, serious. But we don't play the same games.
Oh, okay.
I forgot they were there. Talking about forgetting people, I forget someone.
No, you're fine. You're
I
fine.
will.
Hey, I didn't know. It's one of those things too, where basically, you got like a lot of different things on hand. You're trying to get it through, and plus you got like different schedules on hand. So.
Hi, Rosie. Sorry, I got distracted with your chat.
No, you're fine. Yeah, serious. But yeah, also.
I forgot Cirrus was there for a moment. Sorry, Cirrus.
But
Me and Cirrus don't play the same type of games, so that's where it runs into the. I like sandbox creative. Cirrus likes shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So when you try to mix the two, you either get a really bad game or a really good game. The really good game I will play. The really bad game I will look at and go, I don't like that. But Cirrus will like that game. But to me, that's a bad game because it either limits the player too much or it focuses too heavily on one aspect of the game that I don't like.
no, I got you. And it's one of those things too, where it's your comfortability on hand, exactly what you're good at compared to what may be your weakness in a form of like gaming.
Like, for example, Space Engineers, I'm a god. I have almost 3,000 hours. I've run 2 servers. I'm an admin on another community for that game, which, if you're ever looking to get into that game, hit me up and I will introduce you to it.
All right.
But it's one of those things where I build something, and you look at that and you're like, "Oh, that's something easy to kill." No, it's a nuisance. It's designed to annoy me. It's designed to annoy you.
No, I got you. I mean, like I said, it's one of those things too where, like, for example, if I can remember off the top of my head or so, it's like one of those things, like, for example, okay, I don't think you've ever played Dark Souls, have you?
Oh god. Yes. I don't like.
It's not your favorite.
I lost to the first boss for a full month. I only passed the first area because the boss accidentally suicide after they patched the suicide bug.
No, I got you. For me,
my friend's like, no, they patched that you're never going to be able to glitch him out. I was like, I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to kill him. And then he fucking power slid off the ledge, and I was like, oh, well, a whole month, and then he just killed himself.
Well, there you go. But one thing I will say on hand is, like, the reason I bring that up is because it is an example of basically, it may not be a kind of game you enjoy, but it's one of those games where basically, if you have enough time to be able to pay attention to what you're doing or so, it's always going to be with great rewards on hand. Like,
yeah.
While there's like other games that makes it a little bit hard to play just because of how the controls are on hand. So either you get used to them or
from the depths, the controls are fucking a mess.
And
then you have games like, okay, so From the Depths is a really fun game. It's the water version of Space Engineers, to simplify it. However, while Space Engineers went, here's a customable keyboard that you can change your settings. From the episode, no, these are what the settings I like, so have fun with that. And it's really weird controls. Like, you're pressing U to go forward, L to go backwards, J to turn right, and X to turn left. And it's like, what? Who has fingers in those positions at all times?
Kind of an odd thing on hand for it to work with. So.
Yeah, it's. I think it's designed for a different type of control system, like a what do they call it? Like a warthog for flight games. And because you don't have one, the game just goes, these are the keys that would be there.
But one thing too, which I was like, I'm just checking here real quick. Oh yeah, I had one question I had. For some reason, I had a question mark behind it because I actually wanted to know what the story behind this is. Can you tell me what a dragon bunny is?
Well, when a mommy dragon and a daddy dragon love each other,
Not the nature process. So... Then again, that's actually pretty frightening if you think about it realistically. Because I don't think because one of them's not going to survive.
That. So, Jacqueline, which is my character's name, was the offspring of Hazard's model and a bunny of some sorts. There were 2 bunnies at the time that were OC-wise, close to Hazard's OC. And when I became Hazard's kid, I was like, okay, well, baby dragon. I'm like, you know what? She's gonna eventually have to grow up. So I started thinking ahead, like, what is something that isn't just a generic dragon, but still relates to what was going on at the time? And I'm like, oh, Polaris, Hazard, bunny, dragon.
I got you.
The character's name is the same concept. Username is Jack. The old character I was playing as at the time was the Lynn model from SAO. So, Jack Lynn.
I got you. No, it's fine. I mean, I'm just looking at it, I was just like, okay. It's just interesting because also, too, I think...
dad jokes.
I'm just saying, now that I think about it, too, it's interesting because I believe Samara has, like, a model similar to yours, too, or basically they're also a bunny dragon, too, correct? Or am I misinterpreting that?
Yes.
Okay.
Some made a bunny dragon quite recently. I've been a bunny dragon for a year and a half. And I was, at the time, the only bunny dragon in VRChat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was constantly getting shit from everyone. What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. Bruh, you're a half-naked cat girl. That doesn't make sense. And I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. To hell with it. I find it fun, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And then people started hearing through the grapevine, hey, there's another bunny dragon I ran into not too long ago. I'm like, oh, what's their name? Well, Some was one of them, and then Alaska's got one. One of my friends approached me and asked if he could borrow the base to build his own. I said, yes, but on one condition. You have to find your own tail, your own horns, and your own ears. And so he built his version, which gave me the idea to fix the shirt issue on mine. So the shirt was not actually a shirt. It's a chest that they cut the inner part off, so nothing inappropriate on, and then just covered it black when I originally found the base model.
Okay.
Well, the texture was a mess. And in Atlas mode, good luck. So I had to un-Atlas it and fix it. And then Some gave me the idea for these.
I got you.
He actually did the texture editing for those. They're really cute. They're warm.
But yeah, I was kind of curious about it because it's one of those weird things where you don't see anything else coming out of it, like in the sense of like, weird, kind of like, not weird, but basically like a mixture of like 2 different things on hand or so. I mean, it'd be a rarity if you do find it on say it's just basically in the weird corners of VRChat that you gotta locate it. So
I'm that kind of person that would take a Halo ship and a Star Wars ship and do the same shit. I actually have a ship called Sheila in Space Rangers that is that exact thing, which was on that broken computer, which I thought I lost. I recovered it. Its name is... I don't know why I did it. I was really bored one day. It took an acclimator from Star Wars. and went, you know what? The Unisea frigate looked cool with wings. Why did I do this? This isn't even functional.
Hey, if it works, it works. I mean, that's the thing too. If it works, it works.
It doesn't
Just-
work.
You
It's
can't
an
you
atmospheric
can't fly it.
assault ship that I designed. It doesn't fly in atmosphere. It's too heavy. It's too large.
Oh god,
It
that's
can fly on the moon.
I don't know.
That's it.
I don't know why I'm just
Anything
imagining.
heavier, just
I just imagine like an overweight like seagull with like tiny wings trying to fly.
yeah. Exactly. That is a good actual representation. And then I have ships like the Yamato, which is just a mini version of the spaceship Yamato, that used to be able to fly in atmosphere without atmospheric capability. And I was just like, I can design this and make this punk of fucking junk float in atmosphere, but this thing doesn't. And then I made this shit. And was like, why did I do this? Oh yeah. Because I'm bored and I
There you
love
go.
it.
That's all good. It's all
Find
good.
another one of me, that's all I can say.
That's all good. It's all good. But I will ask too. We're going into like different topics on here, but let me ask this: if you could compare the first time you started VRChat, like its previous presence, to where we are now in the current VRChat present, what would be something you wish that they did not take away, or something you wish they still need to add in, or you're thankful they added in compared to back then?
I want the ability to blacklist IPs or usernames from certain worlds if you're a world owner, so that you can't be kicked from your own world instance.
Huh? That's odd.
Because certain people will join. If you're getting voted to kick, you don't see it. And if you own your world, like let's say it's my map, I upload it, it's public, and I'm on it, and you set a vote to kick me, I won't see it, and everyone in the world will go, oh, they're being annoying, and not actually look at the name. And then you get locked out of your own instance. Unable to join for, I think, 30 or an hour.
Somebody tells me that's happened to you previously beforehand or so.
Oh, yeah. Certain groups I refuse to talk about. But yeah, that is a thing that happens a lot, actually.
Hmm.
But being able to blacklist usernames or IPs would give us more of a hands-on approach to moderating our worlds to a way that we could prevent people from just going in and disrupting others.
No, okay. That sounds like a good idea.
I'm
on
sure
hand.
there's still going to be some way around it. I
I
mean,
mean-
you wouldn't be able to force connect your way into an instance. Let's say if you built this place and you owned this,
Hmm.
and you blacklisted Bob Smith, right?
Mhm.
His IP has been banned. Even with a VPN, his hardware IP banned. And all you'd have to do that is grab his profile and link it to blacklist this profile. And then VRChat could just do it on their side, so their information is still private.
I think there's one counterpoint to this, what I will say, where basically it's kind of an easy exploit on him because I've seen it happen beforehand, but I think it's still valuable to this day that people can easily do. Even if you can't get in a certain world somebody somewhere will easily all they gotta do is get the ID from your, like when you pull up your menu, there's like an ID of what world it is and everything. All they gotta do is get that and
Streamer
basically,
mode also. That's
Yep.
another thing we need.
yeah. All they gotta do is basically get the ID for that, and what they easily do is be able to force their way into a world, and all they could do, and the easiest way to do that is for Unity. Like,
Where is that even located in Worlds?
No. When you
Yeah,
open
that-
when you open your menu up, you just look right below, and it'll show you you see where the numbers is right below, like where it shows you like what the
Yeah.
current version is and everything. That's the ID world.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know why that's even information we need to be able to see.
it's supposed to be
real,
able.
Chief.
It's supposed to be able for file wise just to show exactly it's randomly generated, because that way everybody else has another, that way two worlds do not combine together. It's randomly generated with different numbers
Yeah, but why do we as players need to see that on a UI screen?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe if you're going to try to debug something or basically report something to any of the moderators. It's extra information on hand. That's all I could say. Extra
I
information.
wish we could toggle that off too. That's another thing I want to be able to toggle off.
But to ask another question on hand, I actually need to know about this on your side on hand. But let's talk about TwitchCon. What was your experience there besides you trying to pick me up and you picked you up and you screamed?
Well, Twitchcon was a mixed bag of nuts for me. One hand, it was really fun. The other hand, I hated every second of it. I got abandoned at the Twitch hall by the people I went with. So there's that. I got really upset about that. But at least I got to meet everyone. And the reason I picked people up is the kind of I'm not weak kind of thing. Like picking up Spearmint and deciding to run down the hallway with him.
I got you. Well, I'll let you know right away. I'm not weak.
Fucking hilarious.
Well, I'll let you know right away. I'm not weak either. So.
I had my back thrown out by, I can't remember fucking username. It's one of those names that every time I see it, it's like, oh, I remember. And then if I don't see it, I won't remember, but I remember the person. They're short. They're amazing to hang out with. I can't remember their username off the top of my head.
It'll come to you. It'll probably come to you when you least think.
I'm sitting out there at the meetup, just chilling. And all I hear is, Jack! I'm like, who the... And I just get fucking football tackled, and all I felt was my spine go, like, that's it, I'm done. No more picking people up.
I'm gonna throw a random name out there, because it sounds like that kind of person. Was it Beta Dish?
No, it was not Beta Dish, it was a female at the time.
Oh, female. Okay.
I can't remember who it was.
Strong Jack.
Fuck, it's gonna drive me nuts now for the rest of the night.
I mean, it'll come to you when you least expect it. I promise you that. Yeah. I promise you that on hand.
While trying to fucking sleep before work. So-and-so. Shit.
But yeah, I was just checking just because I did see you that time at Twitchcon. I just want to know how your experience was because we had different experiences.
I really like the tank.
I basically went with a couple friends and everything. We went around. We went to different places I've never been to before. I got a chance to finally meet up with the people of 7DS finally, and just be able to have barbecue with them, so on and so forth.
Korean barbecue, I've been craving for fucking a year now, and TwitchCon got canceled, and my only thought was to scream to high heavens, barbecue!
Just,
I really wanted. Mongolian beef is delicious, and I don't have any place like that around here.
Hey, when the time comes or so, we'll definitely have it for next year or so, depending on how exactly things go, but overall, don't lose your hopes off of it. But, okay.
Yeah. Squid was fucking disgusting.
I never had squid.
Don't. To describe it, fried bubblegum.
I've never had calamari either.
A calamari is different from this. Whatever they gave us, like tentacles. But first of all, they had no flavor. And it was like chewing really tough bubblegum. You just constant chew. It's like, what is this? I
don't know. It's just, hey, I wouldn't have squid even if I tried it, just because it's not my thing. Not my thing entirely.
Hara's place was a blast, though.
Hara's?
Funny story about that. Hara's place.
I'm
an extreme lightweight.
I missed the ride up there, actually, because Chuck Makes It, God of Saints, and everybody else took an entire ride from where they were and went all the way up there. It was like $130 to get from where they were all the way up there. And I wasn't there for it because I was with somebody else. But yeah, I've heard stories about Hara's place.
Hara's cooking is to die for. I walked in on a friend who was in the bathroom because Hara's bathroom door is broken. Hara, I swear to God, if you see this and you don't fix that goddamn door by next year, I will bring my tools and I'm fixing the fucking door for you.
He doesn't have to fix it now. He doesn't live there anymore. He moved to Arizona.
Fuck! Okay.
You don't have to worry about it.
He didn't tell me that.
No, you're good. You're good.
I haven't talked to Hara much. I owe Hara cheese still.
I guarantee you.
Long story on that one.
Long story, yeah. Long story on hand. My next question on hand, which is basically, it all depends exactly, because it goes anyway, but basically, let's talk about anime. Let's talk about anime here. So, I'm just going to ask you...
I have one face expression for that.
Yep. Not that kind of face expression. Not that kind of anime either. But I'm just going to tell you...
And it's art.
Good God. But I'm just gonna say, it's off the top of your head. Off the top of your head, when it comes to like any anime you grew up with or so, what would be the first thing that comes to your mind? Any anime, sir? Naruto? Naruto.
Yes.
I didn't need to point out the fact that basically that series has been memed on so much that basically anytime I think of it, I now think of Fox God. Because that man has memed it to the point where basically it's now part of him.
You want to see what's funny about this new IK tracking they have?
Hmm? Oh yeah, you could do the
Naruto running.
Yeah, you could do the Naruto. You could do
running.
Yeah, you could do the Naruto running on hand with it.
But your fucking chest shoots that direction instead of behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird on hand for it.
The second anime is Corpse Party. Yeah, not fun. I don't recommend it.
I've heard stories about it. I'd never watch it, but I can already take a wild guess what it's about. But
after watching it, my mom asked me if there was any anime to show my niece, and I said anime isn't for children. She goes, "What?" I go, "It's not for children." She goes, "Well, it's gotta be." I said, "You want to see some anime here?" I made her watch episode 1 of that. She looked at me and goes, "Why did I let you watch this?" I go, "Don't worry, that's not what I watched as a kid." I go, "I watched this over here, but that's still about fighting, and I don't want my niece running around with a shuriken trying to stab me."
Yeah. No, I got you. Plus, you don't need to like demoralize them to where basically it's gonna be like with that part where basically they've seen everything on the internet, so really they become completely immune to almost anything around them. But one other question by it that I was gonna ask is basically, what is the anime series that hit you close to home? Like basically, what made you feel right here like you relate to that so much?
Fuck. That's a tough one. No Game, No Life.
No, oh, I remember that. No Game, No Life.
Because if I had to die, that's what I want my afterlife to be.
No, I got you.
Besides that, they're like playing games and being good at it and being called hackers and shit. That's something I can relate to because I was at one point really good with certain games and was hated because I was good at games.
That's the thing
like
too. That's the thing too, which I will share with you, is that no matter how good you are with games, so if you're having fun with what you're doing and enjoying it, just forget what everybody else says. You know, like just forget what they say on what they feel about it, because it's one of those things where basically they're automatically going to assume a lot of things. But if you're good at what you're doing, then see to it no matter what. But I'm getting down to the last question on hand, and right here, as you can see, my camera's right there as much as your camera's right there. But I was gonna say, if you want to take the center floor here, I have basically a question I would like to ask you right here, and that's I'm gonna back up too, but it's pretty much this: what are your goals and dreams? And if you can, what would be the best advice you can ever give to anybody? So let me back up really quickly.
My goal?
Yep, I'm gonna back up and give you the floor.
As selfish as it sounds, someday I want to be able to build a house with some extra rooms so I can have some friends of mine live with me. Kind of like a streamer house. So that we can support each other in a little bit of a community. It's a little bit selfish. But the goal to get to that is just to make people happy. For me. I don't know if that really... I don't know. I'm bad with this part.
No, you got it. No, you got it. You're doing good, dude. You got it.
And advice? If you feel like what you're doing is wrong, don't do it. For example, if you feel like stabbing someone is a bad thing, don't fucking do it. Goes the same way with like friendships. If you feel like you're only friends with that person to use them, don't be friends with them. If you feel like that this might hurt someone's feelings, don't say that. If you wouldn't want it said to you, don't say it. Kind of the golden rule, at least in my books.
I got you. And that's a golden rule to be able to have on hand here. So to be able to do that for the most part. But yeah, solid advice on hand, and as well as basically a noble, pretty much kind of a noble goal to have on hand. So, really noble on hand. But with that in mind, guys, that will be episode 14 of Shoot the Breeze.